All right, what's good, y'all? I haven't been around lately because I've been doing homework and studying and trying to, get degrees and all that stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, December 2nd came around and you already know what came out, the Callisto Protocol. And boy, I was very excited for the game, like coming up to it and everything. Like, it was crazy because I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, I cannot wait. I got a day off. I got that day off. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to play it. And you hop in and you play it. You're like, okay, the beginning. Let's talk about the beginning real fast. The beginning. The beginning was freaking great. Like, it just throws you in. You're what is it? Jacob Lee going in. Cargo pilot gets raided by the Outer Way, and just a bunch. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I will kind of get into where I'm gonna spoil some stuff. But it's really good. It's a good game. Like it kind of gets you engaged. The first hour is really engaging. Like, I really the best part about the game is the first hour, the first 2 hours, because you're just hopping into something new. You're like, all right, cool. This is a game, it's supposed to be like a Dead Space successor and stuff like that. Granted, it's its own game. And you shouldn't necessarily compare it to Dead Space. But then again, there's devs who made it, that made Dead Space. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. But I don't know. It's like the first 2 hours were really engaging. Then after that, it kind of fell flat a little bit. What I mean by that is like you'll play the game, and as you're playing the game, there's certain spots or places where they're like jump scares supposed to be, for example. But being a horror vet, I guess you can say, or somebody who's played a lot of horror games, when they're coming. They're kind of predictable, super predictable. There's like places or there's this one spot where you'll go to like a chest, and there's like a blank, like grayed out, I guess, grayed out window for like a testing spot. When you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. But like, it's like a testing spot there, and boy, it's like it's coming. Like, I go to the chest, I open it, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't see. I didn't know that was going to be there. It's just like the jump scares were super predictable, and then there were times where spots, like, the only thing that's kind of unpredictable are the things that like grip you up, like the long neck things that grip you up. Those are the only things that can kind of be unpredictable. If you know what they're looking for, you could just shoot them and then completely eliminate them, stump them out, get my stuff. But I don't necessarily have a script for this, but it's just like, I was thinking about it and I'm like, geez, I really like this game. Overall, let me just say this. Overall, the game was good, but it kind of disappointed me, because I'm like, dang, this joint is going to be a banger. Like, this joint is going to be a banger. I'm super hyped for this game, only to hop in and I wasn't comparing it to Dead Space because it's like, this is a new IP. They're trying to make a new, setting for a horror game, trying to do something new. And it works. Like, it can work. Let's say it can work. The only thing I have with it is they needed to execute it real good. And did they do it here? Yes and no. So the combat system, the melee combat system, it's fine. It's just, I wish there was more variety to it. Like, say for example, you get like a bunch of combos or some shit. It's trying to be realistic, but I could get like a spin in, like a Superman swing. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking body them dudes. If you're gonna lean into that melee, you want to add variety to the melee instead of me just doing a basic 3 to 4 hit combo if you upgrade it. And it's just, it kind of gets lame. It's like a 4 hit combo. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3, dodge. It's like, it gets bland after a while. And granted, like I said, it's a good game. It's just, it was executed so poorly. it was executed so poorly, and it sucks because I was super hyped for this game. It's just, oh my gosh. And then also the scare factor of the game. So like, you take the scare factor out of the game when you play, when it's like melee focused, because I can literally just grip them, pull them over, and uppercut the fuck out of them. It's like you got to get up and close with these guys, and you have to beat their ass with melee because the game focuses heavily on melee. But the thing is that horror factor comes out of it because, you know, with things like Dead Space or like other horror games like Resident Evil, it's just, you don't want to get up close to anything, because if you get up close to something, it's going to beat your ass. Like, that was always the thing that kept you at bay from getting up close and swinging on something or beating something's ass, is because you wanted to keep them as far away from you as possible, as opposed to the Callisto Protocol, where you're bringing them in and you're fighting them like you're beating their ass. You know what I'm saying? But it just brings that horror factor out of it. So with that, they should have put something in, like, to where, you know, I don't necessarily want to get close to this guy, but I kind of have to, even though he'll probably beat my ass. But I guess that's when the tentacle stuff comes in and when they kind of like get overpowered, I guess. But like, it's kind of lame because then the mutations are like one variety where they mutate and just look the same. All of them look the same when they mutate, which sucks, because if there were so many missed opportunities to make the monsters more unique, but they missed it, and it sucks so much because I like the game. There's other missed opportunities as well, like with the snow level. We were in there for like 30 minutes, like 30. Like, there could have been so much more done. Like, we're in there for literally 30 minutes, and I'm thinking about it because that was such a missed opportunity. There could have been like 2-3 chapters in there at least. You know, and we could just try to like backtrack, at least like meaningful backtracking. You know, granted, there's some like spoiler, you do all that stuff in the game only to get thrown fucking back into your same cell. Like, you don't have to go back or walk back anywhere. They just throw you back in, pretty much. And it's like, what the hell? Like, I could have backtracked and done all this. It was just so many missed opportunities that they passed up on. And it sucks so much because it was such a good opportunity to expand and give, I guess you could say, give Jacob Lee more of a story by adding it in with, you know, side quests or stuff like that. It's just like, granted, it's a linear game. You go one path, which is fine. But then there were times where I would play the game and I'm going one direction and I'm like, is this the right way? And then I'll go back. Thank goodness, because I didn't miss anything for the most part. I didn't miss anything. There's no navigation system. There's no navigation system, which sucks because, like, say if I want to like go find something, go veer off from the main path, I have to guess. Like, is this the right way? Most of the time you can tell if something's the right way because like a little cutscene or something scripted happens. Then I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going back. That's normally how I was able to tell, but I shouldn't really have to do that. It should be built into the game already, to where I'm like, you know, with Dead Space, it was like you had the little system. You know, everything's high tech. Like, yeah, your little system, and it shows you where to go. And I'm like, why couldn't that Callisto do that? As long, and a map too. Like, navigation, it's just, there was so much stuff left out. I feel like there was so much stuff left out the game. The inventory system sucks, in my opinion. It sucks, but like, because it's like you get 6 slots, and then when you get the armor, you get the full, was it 6 slots? 3, 6? Yeah, you get the full 18 slots. No, 12 slot. Man, I was irritated. But you get the full slots. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, is this the only set of armor we're getting in the game? And sadly, yes. It's like, come on. I wanted more armor and stuff like that. And then on top of that, the other thing, I didn't even know how to access the pre-order bonuses that I got, like the suits and stuff. I have no idea how to get it. They're just sitting there. And then when you get to the your little 3D printing station with all your weapons and upgrades and stuff, they sell you this little contraband cash that's 800 credits. Like, there's nothing in the game. Like, I literally blew through it in like 2 upgrades. Like, that's lame. It's just freaking lame. And mind you, I got the $90 one. Like the freaking I bought it on PlayStation 5. I bought the PlayStation 5 Season Pass one. That was $90 for a game that was 8 hours long. It's just, I was so disappointed, man. The enemy variety, like, it's sad because I wanted the game to be so good. And it was good, but it just wasn't, it missed the mark so heavily. Like, granted, the game sounds good, the environments are really good. It's just that they missed so much, and I felt like there was so much stuff missing from that game. So much. And I know you as a viewer would definitely understand it as well. It was so much missed from that game. And it makes me so mad because I was so hyped to play that game, only to beat it in like 8 hours. Like, why am I paying $60? Not even $70 plus the season pass, which was $20, I guess. So why am I paying $90 for 8 hours worth of content? No side quests, no nothing, just going one straight path. And on top of that, you don't even got freaking New Game Plus. That makes me so mad. Like, I would have played through it a second time had New Game Plus been on there, but no, I have to wait for that. The same thing with God of War. It's like, I want to play that again because God of War was freaking amazing. Like, super good. Like, I want to play it again. It's just that I can't because I don't want to start over. Like, just give me New Game Plus. Why are games not coming out with that anymore? Like, games back then did. What makes it different now? You know? But it's just so frustrating. Like, the enemies, like the bosses, they're all the same. They are all the same mini bosses. The only one that's different is, spoiler alert, Ferris. He's the only one. He's the only main boss in the game. Oh my gosh. Speaking of him, the first time you fight that guy, he was beating my ass so much because the dodging system, I was confused on it. Even freaking 5 hours in, I'm still confused on the dodging like mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is this glitched out? Because I'll dodge and I'll still get hit, and he's just sitting there murking me, and I died so many times fighting that guy, and I'm just like, I keep looking at this freaking death animation constantly, and it's annoying. And he keeps punching my face, and it's just super frustrating. And then guess what? If stuff like that happens, you could just start from the checkpoint. So I just kept doing that because I was so tired of seeing the same death animation, and then it's just annoying. Like, I want to just skip the death animation. If I've seen it once, I should be able to skip it again. But it was freaking annoying because the dodging mechanic is still kind of like, I feel like it's buggy still, but I guess I had to learn that I had to hold the stick the whole time when he swung in order to dodge it. And it took me literally 10 tries to figure that out, or 10 times of me dying to figure that out. It's like, you'll dodge. And I was wondering that too when I was getting hit by enemies, because I'm like, what the heck? Why am I still getting hit? So I'll dodge and still get hit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how? But it turns out you just have to hold the stick there the whole time and you'll dodge completely. And I'm like, okay, and start dipping in and doing that stuff. But I don't know. The bosses suck. I'm just gonna cut this short now because I'm looking at the time right now and it's almost 15. It's almost 15 freaking minutes. But it sucks. Like, it sucks so much that like that it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. If I were to give it a rating on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say I would give it it sucks so much because I wanted it to be so good. I would give it it's between a 6 and a 7, honestly. If I were to really sit here and be honest with myself, I want to give it like an 8 or a 9 or a 10, but I can't. It's not done. Like, I'm gonna say a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Like, I really wanted it to be good, but they missed the mark. Granted, when they make the second one, hopefully they make a second one. I hope they do. But granted, if they make a second one, they need to learn from the first one. They need to put more variety, more inventory, more armors, more different weapons, all types of stuff, because like there was no variety in that game besides the weapons. But then the weapons is like you were trying to shoot off limbs and stuff and they eat bullets. Like they eat shotgun bullets like a regular enemy. They just eat them shits. And it's like, I literally just have to beat your ass. There's no point in me using this gun. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut it short. For me, just a regular Joe, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I don't want to say it, but it disappointed me, but I really wanted it to be good, and it let me down so bad. But all right, I'm done ranting. Callisto Protocol, 6 out of 10, sadly. All right, I'm out. Peace. I gotta go do some freaking homework, sadly.